If you ever watched the Hercules movie, that's basically what this shit is. If Hercules had a baby with the devil. This shit cold, bro. Starts off with Diane on the news about to fight that big ass monster thing. And we see Barbara up here watching it. Barbara is Cheetah. This is absolute Cheetah right here. She watching that shit and she like, Wonder Woman? And she takes off out the fucking building. Right here. She takes the fuck off. Me back over Diana, she runs right from that damn thing and go to this bar. She's like, I used some magic to slow it down to buy us some time. That thing is resistant to magic. My mother would have been more effective, but all we have is me. She was like, all y'all motherfuckers need to leave. But before y'all do, I'm finna tell y'all the Tererside kill motherfuckers after it killed me. They was like, killed you. She was like, I don't know how much more serious I could be about this situation. Please listen. Tererside, whatever the fuck it is, means quite literally the four killer. It kills in four ways. Death of fear, death of mind, death of body, death of soul. They was like, death of fear doesn't sound that bad. She was like, yeah, your ass is dumb if you think that shit. Because the Tererside means by death of fear is that you are no longer capable of feeling fear. When you see it and you are instead drawn to it. Very soon the damn thing will begin to emit a sound that will be loud and sharp. It will travel for miles. People will be drawn to it like they will, like bees to honey. They will do anything to be with the sound. They will walk right into the Tererside's jaws where one dies in agony. A death of mind, body, and soul. And a death of soul, I don't want to be dramatic, but the people who are crushed to death in the race to the Tererside's mall will be the lucky ones. They was like, God damn. They say, yeah, and anybody who manages to survive the sound, touching the Tererside will begin to destroy your mind, making you incapable of resisting death of body. Quickly follows as it ingests you. And death of soul is, well, it explains itself. Get the fuck out of here. Steve, she started to walk out of there. She's like, Steve was like, dying away. He was like, Steve, please, do everything you can to get these people out of here. I cannot help them once that sound begins, and it will begin very soon. So she goes back out there. She tells Pegasus, like, look, keep your distance. Attack with hellfire if you can, but stay out the way. I don't think Zeus gonna allow your ass to be resurrected again. So she goes up there like, look, I don't want to fight you. I just want to seek to protect these people, this city, this world. I will give you the offer I gave the Prime Harbinger. Leave now and never return, or die hard and painful by my hand. That motherfucker said, so she said, so be it. Throw her big ass sword at that motherfucker with the lasso tied around it. It hits the motherfucker. Then she go around that motherfucker fast as hell. She started calling on the goddess of Nike to lend her wing speed, if not victory. Fucking damn Pegasus up there firing the fuck out of his head and shit, and she's still going around at this shit. This motherfucker take his tentacle and take the damn knife out, then throw that bitch into the water. That's when she started hitting some magic words. When then the motherfucking tentacles tried to get her ass. While she was sitting there talking about some she was pulling something out of that damn little ass pocket thing, her little pouch. Bro, it's an axe. She starts slicing shit. Then that motherfucker grabbed her arm. She was like, no! Then we go back to the time when she was in hell with Steve. They up here fighting the damn Hydra and shit. She talking about the thing only respects strength. So she up here fucking this thing up. After they whooped his ass, motherfucker Steve was like, could it really understand you? And she was like, nah, not most of them do, but they definitely understand strength. I'm sorry it pushed me to such lengths. I should have let it get that far. I think it was quite taken. He's like, well, I'm sorry, but the feeling ain't mutual. He's like, man, it's amazing. Everything here is a trap or pain or struggle, and yet. He's like, and yet you and Circle have made such a home of it, your own little paradise. She's like, love is transformative, Steve, always. He says the surface could use a whole lot more of that. He said, you understand, of course, I mean love and not baby hydras. She says, do you miss it terribly? He said, yes. Tell me about your home world. So he got to telling her about basically the city when that damn sun comes up, reminds him of his mother's laugh for some reason. Something about it dancing, the sun when it danced across the tides of water consistently, and yet surprisingly, he missed how it reminds him of her every time he saw it. Diana went back to the house, right, started reading his book, then she closed the bitch and she realizes she finally found the damn spell. She told Steve to go outside to get some wood. He was like, all right, no problem. She go to the mom, Circa, and was like, look, I found the mother. The way to send Steve back home, this spell. She just looked at his ass and she looked at her as she seen the spell she was talking about. She was like, no, Diana, no, this is not the way. She was like, it is. She was like, no, look, if you read this spell closely, you understand this is not a small sacrifice. This is. She's like, I read it. She was like, then you didn't understand it. She says, I understand it perfectly. She's like, Diana, That's when this motherfucker Steve came back telling me, I appreciate you ladies for letting me venture to the edge of the porch of my own. Maybe one day I'll be allowed to step off of it. She was like, yeah, perhaps someday. So Circle was asleep and she got woken up by Diana and she was right there by the edge of her fucking bed. She's like, Diana, what are you doing up at this hour? She said, I couldn't stop thinking about it. About what, darling? About what I am to be. If I am a great warrior and will someday be even greater one, a survivor of humanity, as you say, then I cannot fail in my first mission for humanity. Mission to return to one of them as their great heroes. One good man is all it takes to save the world. He isn't a gift, mother. He was a test. She was like, we don't know that, Diana. If ye are right that I am a great warrior, then the dominant arm of a great warrior is a worthy sacrifice. As you see, she didn't sacrifice her fucking arm. She's like, Diana, what have you done? What was necessary? So she holds her and grabs her because she's sad that she did that shit. So they went to the damn edge of the damn island and started hitting that damn spell, right? Fucking Steve ass started to disappear. She said, I had known for a very long time that she was exceptional. But even still, I had underestimated her. Her capacity for love, her capacity for pain, as you see his ass disappear. Her capacity for sacrifice, that he's still hitting his spell. And he's back in the city. Her capacity for honor. This child would change the world. I had foreseen it in my scrying pool, but now I was seeing it live in front of me, living and breathing. She said, I'm sorry you didn't get to say goodbye. Diana was like, I will see him again. It was more powerful than I can imagine. What I'm getting from right here is that she's the startup of everybody fighting against Darkseid and everything that's going on. In the last issue, she already said more heroes will be coming. I think she's going to be the founder of the Justice League. We get back to now, right, with her still up here tentacled up and shit. Her fucking arm disappears and she hit a spell. She gets out that shit. She start falling. Pull out that damn that axe again. Go back to the bar. They was like, are you okay? She's like, I'm fine. They was like, but it took your arm. She's like, I lost my arm long ago. And in this place is a magic arm my mother and I made. I can get it back, but it will take complicated magic. Was anything from my earlier speech about this danger unclear, Jacoby? You have to move your people now. As she reach in that damn pouch thing and pull out this damn prosthetic arm. She puts that bitch onto her arm, right? Clicks it in places fucking Steve's like, Diana, this is how you got me out. You gave them a hero's arm. She's like, I believe I called it a warrior's arm. She says, I think I got closer. It was more than worth it. So she was like, all right, the sound is going on. For the love of God, get the fuck out of here. He tells her, I don't want to leave you. She says, I know. It's why you are worthy of saving in the first place. But it would be all the for naught if you die on that beach today. Please listen to me and go. We see Minerva her ass running. Then fucking Wonder Woman, she comes out the door. Bam! She slams into her. She falls down. Wonder Woman grabs her and shit. And she tells her, like, look, it's too late for your ass to run. Go up into the damn bar and look for Steve Trevor. Tell him Diana sent you to safety. She walks off and Barbara was like, Wonder Woman? Diana was like, Wonder Woman. Barbara was like, the Amazons is what they would call their champion, the absolute best of them. Are you one, right? An Amazon. She says, you know of the Amazons? She says, I wrote my dissertation on the myth of the Amazons. It's my primary field of study. She was like, myth? That's what you hear. Well, not to me, or I'm guessing you. She's like, look, I must go. We will speak on this. Move. Barbara Minerva. And she was like, I am Diana. I'm in the book. And her ass take off. She's like, I do not know what that means, but I will find out. So she runs up to the damn thing again, right? And she thinking about that sound and how it's going to affect the people. So she says, I see no other path. It must be the sword, the lasso, something solid, as my magic alone is no match for the Tererside. Its hide is so thick. Unless she puts her damn axe back into the pouch thing. Then she pulls this ball out the pouch. And said that she need to widen this bitch, not strengthen it. So she dips the fuck up out of there and talking about some eggs. She talks to the news motherfuckers like, I need your assistance. They go on top of this building, right? And it's like, this is not for recording, gentlemen. And she was making this spell. It's like, why not? It's like, of course, it's mostly because I don't want people to be afraid, and new things are often scary. The other reason is because magic is sacred and not everyone has earned the responsibility to wield it. So she started hitting that spell. Then she had them broadcast the fucking Herb a message for them. And was like, this time the city is up to y'all to save. I'm Wonder Woman. I'm here to help y'all, but y'all got to save yourself too. This spell I'm doing finna deafen the whole city so y'all can't hear this damn the sound. She throws that bitch down, and now the whole city and this bitch is deaf. Everybody's deaf in this bitch. And now we waiting on issue 4. This shit was hard.